Good morning, everyone. Namaste. I'm going to call on Archangel Michael to cleanse this space, to clear out all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, placing the white light of protection around us with this blue seal. We're going to be reading more, guys, out of my Don't Believe Everything That You Think. It says, why your thinking is the beginning and ending of suffering. And we are on chapter 1, the journey to discovering the root cause of suffering. States, people have a hard time letting go of their suffering. Out of fear of the unknown, they prefer suffering that is familiar to them. And that's from Thich Nhat Hanh. I don't think I said that right, but it says, there is an important distinction to make when speaking about suffering. When I mention suffering in this book, I am referring to psychological and emotional suffering. There is a way in which no matter what happens in your life, you do not have to suffer emotionally or psychologically. I am not saying what we go through in our heads is all made up. Terrible and unfortunate events happen to people every single day. I am saying that although we experience a lot of pain in our lives, suffering is optional. In other words, pain is unavoidable. But how we react to the event or circumstances, what happens in our life, is up to us, and that will dictate what others, whether we suffer or not. It says, Buddhists say that 2 arrows fly our way whenever we experience a negative experience. Being physically struck by an arrow is painful. Being struck by a second emotional arrow is even more painful and suffering. Buddha explained in life we cannot always control the first arrow. However, the second arrow is our reaction to the first arrow. The second arrow is optional. When I first heard this quote from Buddha a few years back, I was confounded because I understood what he meant. I didn't know how I could apply this in my own life. If anyone were given the clear choice of suffering and not suffering, I don't think anyone in their right mind would choose to suffer. How can I choose not to suffer if it were as easy? I don't think anyone else would suffer anymore. It wasn't until years later that I came across a new understanding of where suffering comes from, and that I could stop it at its source. Well, again, guys, it's just easy, like my mom said, just to equate it all as karma. Karmic lessons that your soul signed up to learn. So if you can equate everything as karmic lessons that your soul signed up to learn, then you're not going to take things as personally and not understand where the attack is coming from. If you feel like you gave it out to somebody in a previous life and you're just getting it back from that person, it's much easier to comprehend and deal with it, to be honest with you. So just chalk it up to karma and let go and let God, and just understand that you are growing as a person as a result of that karma. So don't allow it to take over your life and bring you down. Make sure you're stopping it in your tracks and letting it empower you to be a person of wisdom and allow you to be there for other people that are going through similar experiences in the future. You'll know how to comprehend and deal with it. So it's not stuff we can learn in books. They did try to have us learn it in books, and it just did not equate to the same until the man went through physical experience of it. That was how we learn and grow. So just understand it's always working out for your best and highest good, whether you understand it at the time or not, and eventually you will understand the lesson. I love you. Have a blessed day, and namaste.